Welcome! If you've been watching the videos recently, then you probably already know what's going on here. Yay! So it's the next look in my rainbow series thing. So now we're doing yellow because that's what's happening. I modeled it after optimism because I always look at yellow as an optimistic color for whatever reason. And so obviously that means glitter tears. Yeah, so I'm starting off with foundation applied, and I'm moving on into the eye, and I'm starting off with the ColourPop liner in Punch, and I'm just using this to add some yellow to this waterline, because that's fun. Now I'm going into Golden Ochre from the Modern Renaissance palette, and I'm starting to lay out this crease. This is a little bit of a more subtle look as well. There's not a whole lot happening, but you know the things. So I'm using this shade to lay out a little bit of a crease. This is blending out and diffusing a lot more just to bring a little bit of warmth and mostly just this hint of shadow. And then I'm going in with Warm Taupe from the same palette to really add the depth to this eye. So what I'm doing is I am not really connecting the crease to the down to my lash line, I guess. I'm not sure. So it's kind of floating up in this wavy crease line, and it's doing the things. And then I'm also focusing a lot in the kind of center of the lower lash line, just to create a lot of depth there and stuff and things. To bring yellow into the look, I'm taking that same ColourPop liner and I'm just running this over the lid and blending it out with my finger before it sets. And I'm also doing this above the crease on the brow bone. So on the brow, it's going to go from the crease into yellow and then up into the actual brow bone highlight. So yeah, there's that. And then I took the only yellow eyeshadow I have because apparently I don't really have any yellows. So that's that. And that is a neon yellow from the Sleek Acid palette. And I just went over that liner with this yellow just to really make that yellow punchy and very pop. Then I used Giza from the Masquerade palette by Juvia's Place, and I use this to highlight the inner corner as well as bring a highlight onto the center of the lid to add some dimension to all of this matte. I just really like to add a brightness and shine and whatnot to the center of the lid because that's my life. So I'm going into the brows and I'm just using the ColourPop brow pencil in Bang & Brunette and defining these eyebrows. Nothing too special or different happening here. It's pretty much just doing some eyebrows and going out of focus. I also went over that with the Essence Make Me brow gel to, hold those hairs in place and continue to define it. And then I cleaned up with a little bit of concealer, and then I highlighted the brow bone with Ritualistic by NYX. It is a kind of white gold situation. I also dusted off all of this excess powder and then deepened my contours with NYX Blush and Taupe, as I've done in probably every single video ever, because that's me. And then I also highlighted the face with that same highlighter in Ritualistic and threw on some mascara, and I also put some on the lower lash line just to bring in a little bit of a retro vibe. I thought about using fake lashes, but I just didn't feel like it, so laziness wins. Then I used the Beauty Bakery Lip Whip in Fortune Cookie as a base for my lip today because what I'm gonna put on top, which is the NYX Macaron Lippy in Citron, it's kind of patchy, so it works better on top of another product. So like a lip liner, in this case a liquid lipstick. So I used that, put down this yellow lipstick, which gave me yellow lips, which is fun. It makes you look kind of sick and just ill. And then I went into a gold glitter, and I'm just applying this by spraying a brush with some setting spray, dipping into the glitter, and then putting it on. Very simple glitter tears. They don't really budge. It works really great. So if you ever need glitter tears, go for it. I feel like where we are is just glitter tears. So then I also went over the lips in that same glitter, and boom, pretty simple look. Wow, not much to say about it. It's a very optimistic look. It's like, hey, I'm looking to the future right now. I feel like doing some kind of twiggy lower lashes would also look really cool with this look. I feel like that would kind of fit the vibe before and after glitter tears, so probably should have done that, but I don't listen to myself. That's all. RIP to our education system. Also, Sessions was voted in for our Attorney General, so cool. Also, I did not realize that like any blue lighting would make blacklight UV reactive pigments do the things and the stuff, but apparently that's a thing that I did not expect and did not think would happen, and I didn't even notice it while it was happening. I noticed it when I went to edit this video, and I was like, whoa, that neon eyeshadow totally just like was glowing. What? So like there's a tidbit for you, just in case you're wondering. So like, yeah, we come in peace. Subscribe for new videos every possibly Monday and Thursday. We'll see. Social media grab in the description. Okay, bye.
Trying to stay optimistic in 2017 and occasionally failing.